All right, wall squat. We have done some assisted squatting to stretch the movement. This month we're going to be adding a kettlebell, so we need to make sure we know how to do this right. Normally you would be up against the wall. I'm going to use the rack here, and I've put the 2x4 on the ground because this is how we'll do it up against the wall. The 2x4 would be against the wall here, and I would stand with toes against the board and do my squatting. So a face the wall squat looks like this, up against the wall, and I'm headed for the height of a kettlebell handle. That's a good target. So if I had a kettlebell sitting there, I would be able to touch it. Now from behind, the things you can see are the anti-shrug that I'm going to talk about here, the shrugging and anti-shrug, shrug, anti-shrug. There's a tendency for the shoulders to want to creep up on this, keep those back and down. And there's a tendency for the knees to want to cave in. So you have to have knees tracking toes. They need to stay out and open so that we drop down into the hole. So back out here so you can see it down the line. When I come up to the board, toes up against the board here, the board's up against the wall, so it's a measurable distance. I can repeat it. Ultimately, I could flip it on end so that it was skinnier and do it that way. But a face to wall squat, as you can see here with the wall behind, we need to be able to stay off the wall. We don't want to come forward and hit. So I have to learn to stay back. This is going to be really good at creating some stability in your spine and some space in your hips. So to get down, I have to tilt and sit back a little to make space to get in. I have to make a little hole here to get in and then pull myself down with these muscles that would lift your leg if I pull. It's these muscles, but rather than lift my leg up, it pulls me down. So I pull down towards my heels, not my toes, towards my heels. Pulling back and down, and then my knees track my toes. So they go where my feet are. So if my foot's there, my knee has to go there. Wherever my toes are, my knees go. So I can't be there with knees in. So make sure that your knees track your toes over the board. Tilt, sit back, pull down, knees track toes. And this is where the shrug, anti-shrug. Keep those shoulders down. Now you can see this is a kettlebell. I have this here so I would show you how high that is. That's plenty far down here. I'm plenty far if I can get to that spot. And I can also stay here and just sort of pry a little bit. It's easier to see that from here. So at the bottom here, I could kind of pry a little. Pry my hips open, keep my spine tall, shoulders down. I could do that before I got to the bottom and then work my way down. Either way. But I get down, get to the target, and when I stand up, you push down with your legs, squeeze your butt under, and do the regular lockout. So that would be a wall squat.